Forward. How this workbook can help you too. In the internet, we found on the page of Wikipedia a very interesting definition of the word prosperity. Here it is. Prosperity is the state of flourishing, thriving, good fortune and/or successful social status. Prosperity often encompasses wealth, but also includes other factors which are independent of wealth to varying degrees, such as happiness and health. Sounds interesting. Now let's have a look to real life. Too much time for such a small amount of money. Perhaps a little cynical, but a daily experience for many people. Life has become expensive and the money coming in often doesn't last until the end of the month. Rising costs and uncertain income lead to financial stress, physically and psychologically. Many may feel like normal consumers or ordinary bill payers. Unfortunately, they are rarely offered a liberating debt reduction or practical ways of reducing expenditure on a sustained basis. Every individual is responsible for getting a grip on their personal finances and mastering the challenges that face them every day. But how? What is my financial situation really like? And what can I do right now? What are the right decisions and how must I act now? The definition of prosperity sounds great, but what is really needed for prosperity and how is it possible to develop optimistic prospects that also stand you in good stead in difficult situations? With this workbook, we like to present you a straightforward guide to help to record your current financial situation in a structured way. You will also be able to see the income you can reckon with more clearly, what you spend money on, which debts you have, what reserves are available to you, how you feel about the subject of money and finances, or where you have or could have a problem. You learn simple ways of reducing debts and creating reserves. You draw up a detailed income and expenditure budget and a current financial status. At the end of every section, you can write down important goals and milestones and decide what you want to achieve and how you should act now. This orientation will have a motivating effect on your everyday life and encourage you act consistently. Practical examples and easy to understand copy templates facilitate implementation in your day-to-day life. Life is a constant change and calls for continuous adjustment. Good decisions that will stand you in good stead in the long term necessitate a good overview, knowledge, experience and intelligence. Trust in your own actions and in the future development support objectivity and composure, especially while dealing with the flood of daily news. Disciplined actions and appropriate adjustments are conducive to orientation in daily life and a prevailing mood of optimism as an important basis for a prosperous life. And please don't forget, this is a workbook and not an entertaining novel to escape from reality for a moment. Start by reading the list of contents and then work through the individual sections. Sit down somewhere where you will not be disturbed. The documents you need should be at hand. Highlight and underline important parts and make your own notes. Take enough time and answer all the questions honestly and in full, especially the unpleasant ones. Start right now. And here another tip. Please don't tell anyone about your decision and your plan. They will only discuss it to death. You might need to justify your decision or even defend it. Then you could soon lose your motivation, and you might subconsciously prepare excuses for situations where dealing with things becomes uncomfortable. Just do it because you think it makes sense right now. It is helpful to plan a certain time each day to work through the book. If certain questions cannot be answered immediately, simply move on to the next part. All the individual results will create a larger picture that will make your current situation clear and show you what the right steps are to take next. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. This workbook is available as an ebook, as this audio presentation, and also as an A4 format ring binder, which will make it much more easier to work through. The landscape format helps you to see the whole picture and makes it easier to understand how things are connected. This can stimulate creativity for new ideas and present surprising solutions. The ring binder format enables you to quickly take out individual pages or whole sections, for example, to start a more comprehensive file. Compile, a valuable source for important financial and personal decisions. And don't forget, we all have the basic right to a fulfilled life. That is far more than a brief victory in the daily struggle for enough food, comfortable clothing, a warm house, or an inexpensive package holiday. I hope you get the best out of this book for your daily life and your way. I wish you the highest good. Walter Berger, Taschengeld Management.